Breaking news, Lakers family. Last-minute shakeup before camp. Decisions behind closed doors. And 3 battles that could rewrite the rotation in a week. Miss this, and you'll be the last to know. You feel that buzz? That's not preseason noise. That's the sound of minutes getting stolen, roles getting redefined, and reputations being made under bright lights with J.J. Redick watching every drill like a hawk. We're going to talk about who earns that final seat in the 10-man, who keeps the paint safe when the stars sit, and who closes games when it's winning time. And hey, if you live and breathe purple and gold like we do, subscribe, drop a like right now, and ride with us all season. This is Lakers News Fan Report. Straight talk for real fans who've seen it all and still show up. Let's dive. First wave, guard room pressure cooker, Gabe Vincent versus Dalton Knecht for that last consistent rotation slot. 2 different stories, 2 different toolkits. One cold truth: Redick is going to reward the guy who keeps the machine humming when things get ugly. Vincent's case is simple. He understands structure, he cuts noise, he values the ball, and he competes at the point of attack without begging for touches. You don't need to run sets for him. He finds the corner, he screens guards to free Reeves. He tags rollers, he communicates switches, and he doesn't blink when the fourth quarter turns messy. That's not sexy, but it wins coaches. And after a healthy year where he finally stacked games, you can see the shape of his value. Low mistake sequences that make everyone else's life easier. Next case, spark plug in a bottle. When he's rolling, the floor stretches like taffy. He sprints lanes with real purpose, sets his feet quick, and turns a half-open look into real pressure on a defense that's already worrying about LeBron's reads or D seals. He doesn't need 10 dribbles to matter. He needs a second of daylight and a clean pass. The weight on him is obvious. Can he be a neutral defender? Not a stopper overnight, just a guy you can keep on the floor without hiding him. If he navigates screens with better angles, if he stays attached on the second move, if he boxes out like it's a rule, not a suggestion, he forces Redick's hand. Because you don't leave shooting on the bench in today's league. So how does this play out in camp? Watch the little things. Vincent will win drills on communication and rotations. Knecht will win the gyms on energy and shot making. The swing event is the scrimmage stretch where Redick puts them next to the stars. With LeBron and Reeves orchestrating, does Vincent's connective tissue make the offense flow without turnovers? With a D call in the back line, does Knecht trust the help, stay square on the first step, and then punish sagging with quick trigger threes? If the answer flips on back-to-back days, don't be shocked if Redick toggles game to game early. But if Knecht shows good enough defense consistently, the math favors spacing, because those lanes for LeBron drives and those pocket passes to a D get clearer when the weak side defender is glued to a shooter who doesn't hesitate. Second wave, big man trench war. Jackson Hayes versus the small ball temptation that lives in every modern coach's notebook. You know the debate. Do you trust a true big to anchor the second unit, protect the rim, and sprint to the dunker spot? Or do you go 5 out and bet on speed, switching, and gang rebounding? Hayes' pitch is athletic certainty. He flips the court with long strides, changes shots just by showing up. And if you hit him on time, he detonates lobs that wake up the building. The challenge is rhythm. Can he read the pocket pass when help stunts? Can he get 2 feet in the paint to carve out space for second chance points without fouling? Can he set the kind of screen that actually creates separation for our guards? Because a screen that feels hard but doesn't angle the defender is just cardio. In camp, watch the pick and roll cadence. Does he hold the screen that extra beat, then roll on the guard's outside hip? Does he flip the screen to punish top blocking? Does he seal early when the switch lands a guard on him? If he nails those layers, the small ball argument loses oxygen. If not, Redick will flirt with 5-out lineups, Reeves initiating, 3 wings spreading the floor, and a stretch forward pulling opposing 5s out of the paint to open drives. Small ball can look pretty until it gets punched on the glass. Hayes can make it unnecessary by vacuuming rebounds and erasing layups. Third wave, The wing minutes that swing fourth quarters Rui Hachimura versus Jarred Vanderbilt for consistent closing equity, with Austin Reaves floating between facilitation and late clock shot creation next to LeBron. Rui brings soft hand scoring and a calm pulse. Catch at 15 feet, square, rise, bucket. He's a rhythm player who gets going on simple actions. Cross screen to the elbow, go screen into a pocket cut, baseline drift, and becomes a quick post seal against a smaller wing. When he's decisive, he lifts efficiency without eating touches from the stars. Vanderbilt brings chaos that coaches love. Tips, deflections, extra possessions, and the kind of physical defense that flips matchups. Offense will never be his headline, but if he screens with violence, rolls with purpose, and cuts on the blind side, he doesn't kill spacing, he pressures it. The closing choice depends on game texture. Need stops and extra chances. Vando is your guy. Need one more reliable finisher who can punish a switch or bury a short corner jumper. Rui's your closer. The wild card is Reaves' comfort with the ball when teams trap LeBron high to force it out early. If Reaves thrives in those environments, and he usually does, Redick gets freedom to pick the best two-way wing without worrying about a third ball handler. So, what does the 10-man actually look like if camp ended tonight? Starters lock in, then you stagger. The second unit needs a voice, a shooter, a roller, a wing defender, and one guy who can flip a quarter with a mini run. Vincent can be that voice. Neck can be that shooter. Hayes can be that roller. Vanderbilt can wear the toughest cover, and Rui can be the release valve that keeps the bench scoring water steady. But all this is written in pencil until camp makes it permanent. Redick have been clear. Accountability over hype. If you don't sprint back, you sit. If you don't communicate, you sit. If you watch a shot instead of finding a body, you sit. That's how you build habits that travel in April. And it matters because last year's soft spots were simple. Second units coughed up leads, and the defense had too many almost a contest. Almost a box out, almost in the gap. Camp is where almost turns into always. Now, let's be honest about schedules and bodies. LeBron's minutes will be managed. Ad's workload has to be smart, and Reaves carries more creation than ever. That means role players must bring their own energy. For Vincent, camp is about taking the training wheels off his confident shoot open threes without apology. Drive on tilted defenses, and then reset the table. For Net, it's showing vets he can be trusted on the little assignments. Top lock on a shooter, pinch in on the roll, and then sprint to the corner for the outlet three. For Hayes, it's about timing and discipline. Verticality over swipes, two hands on rebounds, and deep seals that make defenses pay for switching guards onto him. For Rui, it's quick decisions, no dribble from 18. Catch, read, rise, or move it. For Vanderbilt, it's health, motor, and finishing the easy ones. If he turns 3 layups a night from almost into and one, the math on closing lineups changes. Another thing Redick will poke at: who scales next to LeBron's brain? There are players who drift when they don't touch the ball, and players who sharpen. Vincent sharpens. Reaves sharpens. Rui can sharpen when he keeps his reads simple. Necht has to prove he sharpens by relocating and punishing. Hayes has to sharpen by screening angles, not just effort. You put 5 sharpeners on the floor, and the game feels easier, even in ugly stretches. The rotational ripple effects are real. If Vincent locks the guard slot, Necht becomes the break glass for points option when we need a jolt or a lineup that prioritizes spacing. If Necht wins it, Vincent becomes the secure the ship guard who closes a weird game where turnovers spike or the opponent's small start cooking. If Hayes owns the backup 5, you don't have to burn a D on second unit minutes at the 5 against heavy lineups. If small ball looks superior in camp, you buy one more wing minute for Vanderbilt or Rui and keep the pace up.